This review is presented by EVDANCE. Tesla called me up and wanted me to try out the new Tesla Model Y Perfomance 2025. Of course, I want to try this one out, and especially when they said that we're going to change to winter tires, so we still got the sporty summer tires on. I drove the regular one when it was launched a little earlier this year. You can watch that review. It's a bit more in-depth. In this one, I'm just gonna feel a bit more of how does this performance model really stack up? Have they leveled up with this performance model? And can it really take some real hardcore driving in the bends? So we're out here on some curvy roads and keeping a bit of tempo. But the first thing that I want to get into, it felt so good when I just jumped into that Tesla earlier this year. Everything just worked straight off. Clean, easy, intuitive. Put that car down there and off you go. I love how you change the gear here on the screen, works really good. And there's something else that is really good is that when you brake and you need to get out of a tight spot, well, it puts the right gear into it as you turn the steering wheel. So it's just a good friend that helps you along when you start off your day. I'm mostly here to find out how quick this car is and if it can really be said that this is a sports car in some way. Because what makes this new performance a little more special is that it's got a new drive unit. It can take a lot more power, it can handle a lot more torque, and it can reach a lot higher thermal limits when you're really pushing it. And some more of that performance improvements are the aerodynamics. It's got a new front lip, a new diffuser at the back. You got the carbon fiber lip at the back, which reduces the lift a lot more in this one. It gives it a little more downforce at higher speeds. New 21-inch rims, more aerodynamic, 2.0 Arachnid rims is what they're called. And you got wide tires, 275 at the back and 245 at the front. And these tires are also meant to be a blend of giving you good range, but still keeping the grip when you really need it. It grips a lot, this car. It is immense. The brakes, well, they are strong. They're also updated. You get red brake calipers, so that really shows that you are in a sportier Tesla Model Y. And pushing it really hard, it really dives in through the corners in a very good way. I think that it has a very special character of being sporty because you feel that you sit rather on top of the car, and it's like, wow, how am I gonna take this one? It weighs 2,000 kilos, so for an electric car of this size, it's not that bad. The other one that I drove earlier this year, that was good, but this one is another level. The steering inputs is really quick. It's really connected, and the brakes are just there in that bit more racy, heavy feel. You need to push them, but they buy in a different, powerful way now, which you really need. And also when provoking it really hard, doesn't feel like it wants to swing its back out. Now the systems are off, you can completely turn them off. Maybe that's good, because that would be rather difficult for many drivers to manage it when all the power comes on. Because the power, it really comes on quickly. There are new springs, there are new bushings, and this adaptive chassis is also updated. So what this one does is that when you run through standard and sport, it just manages it in its own way. So you don't need to set it in 4, 5, 6 different steps as you do in many cars, or just scroll that line of how do I want that suspension to be set. This one, it just manages it all in such a good way. And I love to have it in sport because it feels very sporty, but at the same time it feels soft. You can feel that when you run over some harder undulations and when the road is a bit more scarred, then it transcends some noise into it. But what do you expect? It's a performance version, and I think that is good in a performance car. You should feel that everything from the road is connected to you. And I can feel it through the steering wheel, I can feel it through the chassis, and I can feel it through the wheels. And I love that type of sensation. So that is good. They've done a real good job with this one, and I think it just flies through the corners. This is a car that you can use on a track day if you want, and that you can have a lot of fun on the B roads with, because it is very, very compliant. It is there on your inputs, on your command. I think this one is really, really good. Even when getting over a little crest and down, the chassis doesn't get upset at all. I'm impressed, because I thought the other one was good, but a little numb in a Tesla numb way. But they've really stepped up the game with this one. And if we go for a launch, there's no like launch control or something, you just floor it. It's fun. And it's so rapid. And that's what you want when you want to drive a bit faster. You become very effective knowing that you have your torque at your disposal all the time. When you want to get out a corner, when you want to lift off, or when you want to get on quick again. Not to be worried about building up some momentum or some boost. That is special in a very rapid electric car. Struggles a little, of course, with the weight when you push it hard into some corners, but still these big tires, they do their job phenomenally well. Keeps the line extremely well, and especially when you have it in this more hefty setting with the steering feel. Really good, and you just keep track of the road when you sit this high. Would like to get down, of course. It feels a little ridiculous sitting on top of it, and that's also the feel when you drive. You want to be low, you want to feel what happens with the chassis all around you, and I think that is something that contributes to that feeling that I don't want, and I don't think is that pleasant, because when I push it hard into a corner, I don't want to sit on top and be pushed to the side that much. Feels like you're riding a horse. You don't have the control. You want all of the body movement to be wrapped around you, not underneath you. Hard on the brakes. Push it into the next corner. Bit of that trail braking to get the grip. And it's so interesting because you see Teslas everywhere, all the time. And it's a bit, in my eyes, a boring car from the outside. It's like, why does everyone want that? Doesn't it lose some of its character? Don't you want something else? Do you really need to go for a Tesla? Can't you be a bit more creative? But there is something almost spooky about it, that every time you step into one, it just feels so good. I mean, it's roomy in here. This glass roof that is, I mean, it's so big. It lets in so much light, and especially with this white, creamy seats. And the seats in this Performance, well, they are updated. They are sportier, better bolsters, better side bolsters, still very plush and soft and comfortable. And now you got some thigh support that you can stretch out. I'm not that much for thigh support, so I want to be free down here. Every time I push that out to relax a bit more, I feel that I'm a bit stuck. So I don't like that, but taller people and some others, and many just like it. And you get into a very good driving position. The only thing is that I would like to get down a lot more. It feels like you sit on top, and that's the thing, that when you see a driver of a Tesla Model Y, it just feels like they're sitting very, very high. Like, haven't you changed the seat? Can you push it down a bit? But in general, you sit rather high. But that's what it is. It is a crossover. It is almost like a SUV. And by sitting high, you get good vision all around, and the windows are just big. It is high. So the vision is just great. And the design overall is just clean, very futuristic. Now in this Performance, you got some more carbon fiber inlays here. You got a carbon fiber panel in the front here, and the door sides here, some carbon fiber inlays there. The buttons for opening the doors, the buttons for your windows. Everything feels just very solid, well built. I don't feel that it feels plastic in any way or a bit, tacky in its feel. Storage all around is just great. Big pockets down here, very deep pocket here. You got one USB See, outlet there. In the back you got two. You got cup holders. Very easy to open everything. And the stitching all around looks nice. And having this white interior is what you should go for, because it really lights up your day. It is beautiful. In these new sports seats, you also get that performance emblem or logo. This new screen is 16-inch. The earlier one was 15.4, so you got 80% more pixels on this one. It is sharper, it is quicker, and it's a little thinner as well, I think. It has always been stuck on here like a big iPad or something like that, but it has set the trend for these big tablets or screens that is just stuck on like that. But this one works really well. And I like the focus in a car like this, because when you drive a little quicker, you have the road in front of you. You see all of the road. It's almost like riding a motorcycle when you have all the vision of the road and everywhere around. And I just like that, because you can really feel where to put the car. Very easy to judge where the edges of the car is. And that's what a sporty car should feel like. Sometimes you want your clusters to be in front of you, a big rev counter and a big speedometer, but not always. And in this one, in an electric car, that you don't really hear the noise, just the whoosh of that electric power pushing you on. There's no special sounds or anything to this one. You just get the speed, you hear the sound of the tires if they start to squeak, and you can just control the driving and the driving pleasure that you're in for. So a little about the screen. We've run through this before and I just love it. It is so easy. If you want to change the dynamics of the ride, then you just get into dynamic here. You can change between chill, standard, and insane. Chill is really good. I mean, push it hard and it's just smooth acceleration. Nothing that upsets you or feels like, whoa, that was jittery or not as sophisticated. So sophisticated, that's what chill is. Then standard, a little more power, and then you go into insane. And there you unleash the full power. And it's really, really rapid. It is extremely quick on the accelerator. And then you can also change the recuperation a little here. 2 steps, you have reduced, and then you have standard. So what about the power in this one? Well, you have 460 horsepower. It does 0 to 100 in 3.5 seconds. Top speed is 250 kilometers an hour. So it's a quick electric car. And then you got the driving modes, which are standard and sport. You can set the strength from easy to standard to powerful when it comes to the steering feel. And I like it in powerful. It gives a bit better feedback there. And if you want to turn the traction control off, well, you can't really do that, but you can have it at reduced. Then you need to confirm, and lets you, well, wiggle about a little. Very easy to set the charge here from 20, 10, 20 up to 100, and it takes 11 kilowatts at your home wall box. And talking about chargers, don't miss out the EVDANCE chargers that you can get at very, very good prices, and especially if you use my code EVDSEW, then you get 20% off. And the speed of the charge when you go to a fast charging station is 250 kilowatts. At home, 11 kilowatts. And when you fast charge, you can charge it from 10 to 80% in 29 minutes. But this new battery, it comes from the Model Y Perfomance. So it's an LG battery. It's a lot more dense with battery cells. So this gets fairly good range, 580 kilometers. If you compare that to the premium one, the 4-wheel driven one, that does 600 kilometers. So for being a performance one with a lot more power, that is very good. And the consumption is not that bad. 16 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. It's very good. There's also Autopilot, been trying that out. On smaller roads, it has a little difficulties working out how it should drive. But on the motorways, if you put it into the navigation, well, then it works really, really well, changing lanes and everything. So I like that system, but it's still under development. And the lights on this car, I think they look good. I think I've absorbed it rather well for this new model. So I think the model and the design of it is a really, really good update. I like this indirect light back there that just flashes down on the Tesla logo, and the bit RoboCop look in the front. Very good speakers. The sound system in this one is extremely powerful. Like that a lot. So listening to music is a pure joy in this car. When you get into the navigation, well, that screen is splendid. You can use all your fingers, 2 fingers, 1 finger, whatever, and it is so responsive. It's rather difficult to find some negatives when you're in here. And the back seat is also very roomy. You sit very good. You sit fairly high, so it doesn't, you know, get your feet pushed up that much as many electric cars do, and you can push your feet forward and you have tons of space back there. You can also adjust the backrest, so that is electrically adjusted. You can fold the seats if you want to load up a lot more. The parcel shelf is really, really big. And then you got a little screen back here for playing games, setting your temperature, and many other things. So plenty of equipment in a very clean package. And if we come to this steering wheel, it's fun. It's a fun steering wheel. It's thick, it's small, it's almost like a go-kart. Very clean with the buttons. You change the side mirrors by pushing and scrolling. That works rather good when you know that that's the way you need to change it. In the beginning, it might be a little, you know, confusing. And that goes for changing the steering wheel in its different positions. I think you get it into a very good position. Scroll it and change it in depth and height. And you can get it fairly high, which I like. So what does it cost? It costs 719,900 Swedish crowns, around 70,000 euros. Is that a good price? For this one, I think it's a very good price. For the performance that you get, for these updates, for the fun factor, and for everything that is intuitive and smart about it, it is a very good price point for what you get. I like it. I think that is a price that appeals to me. You know, I could almost think of having one of these cars if it wasn't that very common. That's the only thing that I don't like. But at the same time, do you need to care about that? As long as you are happy with your car, then you should be happy and don't care about anything else. And then you can get some different colors. We got the ultra red on this one. I think that looks good to all these black accents. You got the black accents on the side mirrors, the door handles, which are still a little fiddly in my opinion. I don't really like them. And comparing this to the premium four-wheel drive version that provides you with 600 kilometers in range, this becomes maybe not a bargain, but 70,000 Swedish crowns extra, 7,000 euros extra. That is not bad for all the updates and for all that extra performance in this one, and still making it a plush, nice ride. My choice would still be the premium rear-wheel drive version. A bit down-toned, still got a lot in it. Don't need that much sportiness for your daily drive. This is more for, you know, being active a lot more of the time. So just had this for 2.5 days, but I can tell you that everything that I've absorbed from this new performance version is just a lot of fun. Because this label performance, well, it lives up to its name big time, I think. Sure, you can always get something more sporty, but for what you get in this Tesla package, a la Juniper or Model Y, it just does the job so well. But for now, I'm going to continue driving a bit more active, because that's what this car is made for.